Mountain biking, like all sports, has its risks. Now, you could be pinning it down a trail at speed, navigating through some techie rock areas, or even just trying to get your bike out the car. Accidents can happen, so it's really important for you to be prepared and have a handy first aid kit available. So in this video, we're going to go through the essentials that you should have on you, and then if you're looking to do bigger excursions, what extra things you should have available in your first aid bag.
Oh, she's a bit windy. Oh, what the? Who the put that there?
Now don't forget, these are just a few essential items for your first aid pack, but if you really want to learn how to use them properly and be a qualified first aider, then book yourself onto a first aid course in your local area. Now, first aid kits don't have to be heavy, clunky briefcases that you see dotted around schools and offices. You can actually get them in any different size, but all of them will contain a few key essential items. Now, you can choose to buy your own first aid kit pre-made for you, a bit like this one, and there are plenty of brands on the market doing some really good ones. However, the downside with these is that sometimes they can come with items that you don't actually need, and they take up valuable space and weight in your backpack. So you can always make your own. It could be a little bit cheaper, but this way you get to tailor it specifically for your own needs. First up, adhesive bandages or plasters. Now, cuts and grazes are really common in mountain biking, and some of the small ones should still be treated as an open wound. So you want to get it protected and covered by something like this. This will prevent any other dirt or bacteria getting in and can reduce the risk of getting an infection. Now, adhesive bandages come in a variety of sizes for you to choose from, so it's good to have an assortment in your first aid pack. Now, for larger wounds, adhesive bandages just won't do. So you need to get yourself some gauze, which is essentially clean cotton wadding that absorbs and protects and covers an open wound. Now, this can also come in a variety of different sizes, so be sure again to have a few different ones in your first aid pack. Now, to complement this, a roller bandage. So this will wrap around the wound with the gauze and keep it in place. Now, you can tie it off to keep it firm, but don't tie it too tight. Now, having a clean pair of gloves in your first aid pack is essential, and this is because you don't want to contaminate any wounds, whether they're your own or someone else's. And it also means that you get to keep all the sterile dressings that you have in your pack clean when you're using them. Antiseptic wipes are another really important thing to have in your first aid pack. Now, these are really just for disinfecting yourself, so you can just disinfect your hands before you start dealing with any wounds or any casualties. Common mountain bike injuries usually involve your arms. Now, this is because when you crash off your bike, you automatically just put your arms out to protect your head and your chest from falling to the ground. So it's quite common for wrists, elbows, shoulders, collarbones, or to take a big hit. So this is why having a good sling in your first aid pack is quite an essential for us riders. A sling is a triangular piece of cloth that you can wrap around to keep your arm close to the chest. However, if you don't have one to hand, that's fine, because you're probably going to have an inner tube in your pack, and an inner tube works just as well. Now, they are just a few dry essentials that make the foundation of your first aid pack. But if you're going to be doing longer days out or multi-day excursions, then there are a few more items that you should really consider packing as well. Now, having a good pair of medical scissors is quite important, because if you have excess gauze or if you need to cut an adhesive bandage to fit a wound, then those scissors are perfect for the job. Safety pins are really important as well. Now, these will secure dressings that you've made, or slings and bandages for when knots aren't really that suitable. Mountain biking, forest, trees, dirt, grit, grime, you're gonna get some kind of splinter or subsurface matter into your skin. So, tweezers, they are great to have in your first aid pack. If you want to add a little extra security to your adhesive bandage, or if you've got it in an awkward place where it keeps lifting up, then get yourself some microporous tape to add into your first aid pack as well. Now, if you don't have any microporous tape on you, you can use electrical tape and duct tape, which is something most of us will have on us anyway. Now, if you're gonna go on a full adventure, and I mean you're gonna be out in the wild, days on end, in the middle of nowhere and far away from quick medical aid, then you'll want to get yourself a couple of extra things that could literally save your life. First of all is a thermal blanket. Now they're not too expensive, but if you do find yourself out in the open and you've got a problem, whether you've got a first aid problem or a mechanical problem, and you're going to be out for a while, then you are going to be prone to suffering from symptoms of exposure. So these thermal blankets really wrap around your whole body and they keep you warm and dry. They're waterproof, they're lightweight, flexible. As you can see, they're not even that big. So if you're going to be off in the wild, do make sure you have one of these with you as well. Now, if you're going to be out for a few days and you are stuck, especially if you get stuck outside overnight, it's really important that you have a survival bag similar to this one. Now, it's a little bit like the thermal blanket before, only this is an actual bag that you get inside of, and it can hold up to 2 people at a time. So this will keep you warm, it will keep you dry, and it will keep you safe from the elements outside. Now, in addition to all these items, you can tailor it for yourself by adding any medication that you're actually on, whether that's antihistamines, hay fever tablets, ibuprofen, EpiPens. Add them into your pack because it is for you essentially. Now, once you have your pack together and it's all completed and you're happy with it, make sure it is in a waterproof pouch, something like this, which is quite sturdy plastic. And then you can add this one into another pouch, a bit like this, which is brightly colored and quite small, but make sure it is easily accessible in your backpack. Now, this first aid kit is really for taking out on the trails in your backpack, so it's a really good idea to have a more comprehensive kit in the car waiting for you when you get back there, and another one at home as well. These first aid items are really just to get you down the trail and to a healthcare professional. So if you like this feature today on first aid and you want to subscribe to the GMBN channel for more of our videos, then make sure you click that globe here. And if you just want to see a little bit more from us today, then click over here where you can watch Chris and Blake do a trials challenge. And be sure to give us a thumbs up for this video and leave us some comments about what you like to have in your first aid pack.